Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Shrimp Nation. We out here with another episode of the Shrimp Fried Rice podcast. We got pumpkin. We're ready for the pod. I'm out here feeling very cozy. I just got back from my follow-up appointment with my orthopedic for my knees. And good news, I am doing better. Didn't need to go to the doctor to report that back to y'all, but I have new physical therapy script, so I'm happy that I can have the confirmation I'm doing better. I don't have any restrictions anymore, which makes me feel good. I've been trying to work without restrictions as well at the ice rink job. It's a physically demanding job, but it's been hard, so it's good I can get back into it. And it makes me feel good because now that I don't have any back issues anymore, thank God, I am able to do more working out, which I haven't been able to do in so many years. Like since I was in high school, I was a full-time athlete. I played baseball, well, it was softball and basketball. And I was always doing outdoor activities. I grew up doing gymnastics and dance and skateboarding and bike riding, anything outside. I would go crazy for monkey bars because I love gymnastics. I'd be doing flips and shit. But it's something I was just saying to my parents, dude, I think I should do gymnastics again, because my back doesn't hurt. I have no pain. I'm healed and I need to get some sort of upper body strength again. I used to be able to have so much strength. I had abs in middle school. I used to be able to push off my body, sitting down and lift my whole body up and sit there like that for a few minutes. I was doing really good at the pacer test in school. If you know, you know. That was really hard to do. I did not pass, I don't think, but I got pretty close. I was always good at stretching though because of gymnastics. I always outbeat everybody. And my run time was always the fastest for short distance. For basketball, my suicides, those were always the fastest. So I was pretty good, except asthma was always holding me back. Low key, I didn't know I had asthma until I was in high school. So I was like, why can't I breathe? And they're just like, you're out of shape. But I was so fit. But yeah, the gymnastics really set me up for good things in life. 10 out of 10 would recommend putting your kids in it while they're young so they stay flexible, because flexibility as you get older is the most important thing you can have because it prevents injuries as well as helping you get muscles. It helps you build muscles faster, I think. Anyways, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm still trying to get over this cough that I've had for 2 weeks now. I think I have a couple coughs in me. I wanted to put in a cough drop before the pod, but I was yeah, this isn't stream where there's dead silences. So you'll just be hearing me I don't like that. I try not to make mouth noises, and I know I do, especially mouth breathing. But you know what happens, so here I am. But yeah, I'm filming this on Monday. I usually do this on Sundays just because I don't have any time during the week because Sunday morning I'm free and then I have work in the afternoon. But I'm filming it today because yesterday I was getting ready for work and I don't self-care enough. I need to do a deep face wash because my acne has been very bad, very transparent. I'm not gonna hide it, I can't because it needs to heal. But you can kind of see I have a lot of breakouts, and that's because of my hormonal imbalance. And this one's huge because this one and this one are cystic acne. I've had 2 in my eyebrow, which I accidentally ripped out hair from because I was you know what? Why can't I put a pimple patch there? And in the morning when I pulled it off, I literally fucking waxed a hole in my eyebrows. So you guys can kind of see that now. Hopefully it grows back. Because I've never waxed that hair in my life. I've never once touched that. So I really hope it comes back. If not, I'll have a story to tell. But yeah, I have 2 cystic acne right there. And I've been doing my best to get it. I think I need to use the I have like this electric wand. I forgot what it's called, but it helps like kill bacteria. But sometimes it just takes time. And I did like a crazy deep face wash, which I haven't done in a while. Just because even though it's like, you know, a couple of minutes extra, I did like exfoliation, which I haven't done in a while, which I think also is why cystic acne happens for me, because I have skin buildup, like dead skin buildup. And I used to always exfoliate my whole life because I always loved doing face masks and stuff for fun. Like I didn't have acne problem when I lived in Florida and I was on birth control, but now because I'm off of it, because it's caused depression and anxiety and so many other health issues, my acne is like crazy. So it's like going through puberty again with my acne, unfortunately. But it's been under control. But anyways, I did this this oil cleanse, which helped with get some blackheads out that I haven't done in a while, and exfoliate, which I think really helped like clear up the dead skin. And then, which are the two things I haven't done in a while. I did a face wash, and then I have all these different acids I use on my face, but I use like one, I forgot the name of it, but I use this Korean skincare brand, and like this one like helps. And then after that, like it turned like it burned so bad. It burned so bad, but it got flat, and now it's like super like kind of like a scabby. Same thing with this one, but I didn't get to pop them or anything. They just like singed. It just like you know. So yeah, that's the updates with me. I think at last pod I did have blue hair. I'm not sure though. I think so. I think I did a podcast last week. I've been trying to, I think it's been two weeks now. Maybe. I'm trying to do my best to be consistent because God placed this on my heart and I don't want to take it for granted, because I feel like there's a lot of things in my life that I've asked and prayed for God to guide me. And then he's just like, hey, what about? And then I'm just like, yeah, that's a great idea. And then it's never gone anywhere, or if I did do it, I just stopped doing it, whether it's like distractions in life or not. And I feel like I just always make excuses that I have no time for myself, like self-care, like doing that extra 2 steps in my skincare routine to help my acne, because it takes up time, even though it's literally 4 extra minutes, like no exaggeration, 2 minutes for the oil cleanse, 2 minutes of exfoliation. Womp womp. Like it's just like when I sit back and think of it, it's just like, wow, you're being so ridiculous right now, Michaela. Like you could literally do this. You telling me you have 2 minutes to scroll on TikTok, but you don't have two extra minutes to exfoliate your face to like help out with your acne. Like, let's make some good choices. Take care of yourself. It's important, and that's what you need to do. So I am. Don't bite me. I am gonna do my best in 2026 to take care of myself more. I've been saying that's my New Year's resolution, whatever you want to call it. I don't really follow resolutions. I think it's kind of like something that people say, like a whole list, and then they never do it. But I always try to make a New Year's goal, because at least it's not like so permanent, because I feel like people are very hard on themselves and they give up once the resolution doesn't happen. And I think it's maybe a lack of time or motivation or whatever it may be, or they just don't see the change and then they're just mad and stop doing it. But I like to have a goal, and this year is to sorry, pumpkin's right on my desk. My other camera is broken right now, or else I'd show you guys pumpkin cam. But yeah, the goal is to just take care of myself more, because I always take care of others before myself. That's how I got my knee injury, helping out my aunts and my grandpa, just going up and down the stairs all the time, getting them whatever they need, doing laundry and cleaning and all that stuff. But I need to take care of me, and that's my goal. So in doing so, I'd like to work out more of my up the stair. I didn't even notice. Do it again. She always knows. She's so self-aware of these cameras that she just like, Mama, there's a pumpkin behind you. There it is. You're so cute. Lost my train of thought. Oh, my goal is to work out more, because so many years, like I've had this back issue since 2018, 2019 it started. I have not been able to work out my upper body without it giving me a major setback, pain, numbness, tingling, whatever it may be. And now I'm excited that I could work out my guns and my traps and my back. That's what I need to do, because I used to do bench presses. I used to do all crazy kinds of workouts in like training for basketball and softball, because I was like, I need to be I need to be jacked for this, and it helps. Like, having strength helps. But sorry, from what I've seen with my aunt who's 90, she has nothing wrong with her, like literally nothing at all, no health issues, really just high blood pressure, but it's controlled because of how we cook and stuff for her. But she has no health issues, and she refuses to do anything for herself because she has this old, hey, get down, stop it. She refuses to do anything for herself because she has this old mentality, like an old Italian mentality of that elder people need to be treated with respect, which they do, but not in the sense that you think of respect, like respecting your elders, like being kind to them, how you speak with them. Yes, of course. She wants to be treated like she is, I would say, royalty. Like, she wants you to bring food to her at the chair in the living room and not want to get up to go to the table, even though the table is like 5 feet away. She has no physical disabilities, nothing wrong with her. She can do it. She doesn't want to because she thinks that she deserves to be waited on. And it's like a constant argument because, like, why are you doing this? Like, I'm doing her laundry for her all the time. I don't have a problem doing it. I don't complain. I don't want her to have to do that for herself because it's just something I want to do for her. And the same thing, cooking dinner. I'm going to do that because she's 90. Like, of course. But the fact of the matter is she doesn't do anything, like, because I'm doing all that other stuff, or my mom is, sometimes my grandpa. She's not getting up and exercising. Before, she used to be super active. She would go on walks down to the beach with her friends. She would walk a couple miles, come home, even be more active with talking to her friends on the phone or like hanging out, going out to lunch and stuff. Now she's like, man, I don't want to leave the house anymore. Valid, I get it. You don't have to. But she's getting like more stubborn, I would say, and antisocial and more nasty. Like, the way she talks to people, she has no regard for how she speaks to them, and she just says things like in a very mean way, even if it's wrong, because she thinks she can get away with it because she's old and people have to respect her. And I don't think it's right, but I can't say anything to her about it. And sometimes I'll just be like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't say it like that, you should say it like this. And she's like, no, I mean it, like, this is the way I'm saying it. And I'm like, all right. And sometimes I'll be like, I do a lot for you. You shouldn't say things like that in that manner. And then she will be like, well, you should be doing it anyways. And it's like, yeah, I guess so, but I don't have to. And I'm doing it for you because I want to. But it's not nice the way you're saying things to me. Like, I wouldn't say that to someone who's taking care of me. And it breaks my heart because I lived with disabilities for almost 8 or 9 years. And I never once wanted someone to help me out. Not because it's like a pride issue, but I guess it kind of was a pride issue, but it was more like it hurt me mentally knowing I physically couldn't do something. It was so easy to do, like walking, taking one foot in front of the other, learning how to walk 4 or 5 times broke me. Every time worse than the other. That I know how to walk. You think it's like in your head, like you were taught as a kid, you never think about it again. But having to literally place heel to toe, 1 foot in front of the other, was, first of all, painful because of what I was going through, but mentally anguishing. Like, I'm in physical therapy, and then there's old people like, oh, you're like having this going on, you're too young for that. And it's like, of course I'm too young for it, but you know what, I'm here, and this is what it is. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, and I'm going through my own shit and depression and not being able to work or not being able to go to school and whatever's going on with relationships and balancing life and trying to pay my bills and all that, on top of having to relearn how to walk. It wasn't just one thing. Having to dress myself, needing my mom to dress me, and it's a 20-something-year-old. That's embarrassing because, number one, I don't feel comfortable with the fact of having someone else see my body like that. And number two, even though she's my mom, it's not like that. Like, it's just the fact that, like, it's like, yeah, she dressed me as a kid, but it's different now. But number two, it's like, it's a simple task. You just do this. That's it. Put a shirt on. But when you have numbness and weakness and pain, like, and you can't do it, you need help, and it's okay to ask for help. But you know, and my mom helped me even when I was like, I don't need it and I couldn't do it and it was frustrating. She helped me and she was so good, and I thank God for it because I couldn't have done it without her. And my grandmother, she was a stroke patient, and my mom took care of her whole life until she passed away, and she passed away when she was young, and she suffered through a lot, but she always did things by herself if she could. You know, and my mom was there to help her. Like, she would cook for herself with one arm. She would bathe herself with one arm. She would dress herself with one arm. She put her shoes on. She did like 90% of things by herself. She just couldn't drive because she had, like, I think peripheral blindness because of the stroke. And, you know, the other arm was paralyzed, so it wouldn't be safe. I think she did try to learn how to drive though. And she could ride a bike though. Like it's like a stop it. Like the 3-wheel bikes. She would take herself grocery shopping. She was really, really, you know, amazing what she did. And God got her through it with the strength for mental and physical. And she was my number one person to look up to for all the things that I went through in my life, all the difficulties I faced with my back issues, because every day she woke up and had a smile on her face, no matter how much pain she was in or the difficulties that she faced on a day-to-day, whatever challenge that may be. And then I go to see my aunt who I live with, and she doesn't want to do anything for herself. She doesn't want to get up off the couch when she's watching TV and get up and get like lunch. And it's like, I prepared the lunch. It's sitting on the table. It's 10 feet away. Go do that. And it's just frustrating because seeing her go from I'm so active to nothing on purpose because she just feels like she deserves it. It's sad because her body's like deteriorating before my eyes. Like, her muscles are mush now. So she went from not having any issues to, well, now it's hard for me to get up off the chair when I do want to get up to use the bathroom or just to go to the kitchen, because now she has muscle weakness. She literally gave herself muscle atrophy because of not wanting to do anything for herself. And it just, how stubborn of a person. Like, we have so many people and resources, and now I'm like pleading with her to get physical therapy in the house because I've had physical therapy for like 10 years now for different reasons. For my shoulder, I tore my rotator cuff. I've had neck issues, back issues, relearning how to walk because of my back issues. Now with my knees, I also tore my ankle and had reconstruction. I had to relearn how to walk again there. Like, so many reasons I've had physical therapy in the past 10 years. It's been hard on me with multiple injuries. And yes, it's mentally difficult, physically difficult. So important though, because you need to gain back what you lost. And even now with my knee, I had muscle atrophy in my quad in my left leg because of not being able to fully straighten my leg or fully bend it because of my knee having so much fluid in it from swelling and having the torn meniscuses. So, and I've been working hard on it and it's better now. But for her to just not want to do anything for herself, and I've taken her to doctors and the doctor's like, you got to do it. And she's like, eh. And I don't know what to do other than I'm going to like See, I told the doctor last time, I was like, look, you got to get a script for physical therapy. I've mentioned it 3 times, and now it's getting worse that she's like having harder and harder time walking and getting out of the chair. And I'm like, all right, so you got to walk with a walker now. And she doesn't want to because she's stubborn. So she's walking with a cane. And I think it's so dangerous because she's trying to hold on to things with the other hands, like walls and furniture and stuff, instead of just using a walker. Because it's her pride, and she's also super ableist. Like when I had to use a cane because of my, like I went from crutches to a cane when I had to have my ankle surgery. She was like, "Oh, you're using a cane? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, that's for old people, and it's for like young people shouldn't have to do that." I'm like, "Well, I need it to walk." And she's like, "Oh, well, aren't you embarrassed? Like, you shouldn't be using that." And then also she got mad at me because I wanted to have a seat in the shower because when I had my ankle surgery, I couldn't stand in the shower. And I also was having orthostatic hypotension, would pass out if I stood up too fast. So thank God I had my brother and my mom here picking me up off the couch because I was living on the couch for 3 months, picking me up off the couch to use the bathroom and or to take a shower. Bring me to the shower, and I had a chair, and then she's like, "Oh, this is like, you know, I don't want my house to look like this," because it had like stuff for people with disabilities in it. Like me with disabilities, God forbid you have stuff to help your life. That's what it's made for. It's crazy because you wouldn't know that my grandfather and her are siblings because he's such the opposite, sweet, kind person. And his wife having a stroke, he would do anything literally for her. Spend all the money that he ever had to help her with everything. Worked 3 jobs to take care of her financially so she could have medications and doctors and whatever that she needed. But, you know, on the opposite scale, his sister doesn't want to do anything for herself. So I'm hoping that I can get physical therapy in the house for her soon so she can actually get better, because I don't want her to be immobilized from her own doing when there was nothing wrong with her, still isn't. And now it's muscle atrophy, but by her own doing of just wanting to be lazy. And I hope I can get physical therapy to come like a couple times a week because her insurance will pay for it for free. She just doesn't want to because it looks bad to have help. And I can't lift her up, even though I don't have a back injury anymore. I can't risk re-injuring myself. Or my mom has back compressed discs. My dad works all day. My brother has had a couple back injuries himself. It's not something that we will be able to do. So then we'll have to get someone in the house, which would be like so difficult to do if she doesn't even want physical therapy, like to have someone help her out. So I'm just hoping and praying that she stops being stubborn. And I also pray that I will never be that stubborn when it comes to things, even though I kind of was with my mom and my brother, just because I wanted to be able to do it myself. It's like a whole different type of stubbornness because it's like, I want to try, even though I physically can't do it. Her not trying at all, and then on top of it, doesn't want like to do it for herself. It's like, dude, I don't know. Sorry, I don't mean to rant, but I'm sure this has to be relatable at some point to somebody, because I know I'm not the only one that deals with, you know, immigrant family members that are number 1 ableist, but number 2 stubborn, and especially old people. But yeah, this is what goes on every day. Like I'll be like, oh, let me stream to like take the edge off of, you know, my stressful life. Not only am I $100,000 in debt from going to college and, you know, not being able to get a career out of it, then it's like, oh yeah, I have over $10,000-$15,000 in debt and credit cards because of my medical bills and whatever I had to pay for car insurance and stuff, that I was unemployed for a year, that unemployment barely made it, but just enough to pay, you know, and my credit cards paid for the rest. And then what else? Just the ongoing health issues that I've had over the past 10 years that's in the background, along with depression and anxiety for the birth control I was taking for PCOS. that I thought I needed to take. And, you know, my dad's an asshole most of the time. And then I have my aunt. My aunt doing that, and my grandpa's girlfriend lives with us, and she's also a bitch. She literally tries to make our lives very difficult every single day by either trying to cause arguments or stealing our stuff. Like, that's why I have cameras all over my room, because she will come into my room and steal my stuff. And then I'm just like, oh yeah, let me just take the edge off and stream. Yes, and then I have so much fun, and then I miss it, and then I don't have time to stream because I have so much going on in my life. Like, I'm working 2 jobs to pay my bills that I'm barely paying, and and I just want to make it. That's just that's all I can think about is I hope I can get out of this situation soon. I pray that it happens, that God blesses me with that I can make income on all my platforms, especially like through Twitch, and I can do Twitch streaming, but also content creation, and be able to cook and explore the world and do photography and all these beautiful things. And I can do it through content creation and make money and get a house. And oh, I'd love to have my own house and then pay for my parents' bills. And then they don't have to struggle anymore, and I don't have to have my mom work because she can't pay her bills, and help out my siblings, and, you know, make sure they're taken care of, like have no more debts, like debt free. Like my family's worked so hard. Like my grandpa came here, no money to his name, after World War II, growing up with being occupied and bombed. Like, everything was bombed, and then bombs were still going off because they had bombs just laying around, and his friends would just blow up one day when they were playing in rubble, just because there was undetonated bombs just in dormant, and because they disturbed it, they would blow up. And he had to work jobs since he was like 4 years old, and they would eat out of trash cans because they were so poor. And he was getting abused by people that he was working for physically and mentally, and he was barely making like 10 cents of value of stuff so he can buy a cob of corn so he can eat. And some of his siblings had to be sent away to live with nuns and priests and other parts of the country with other family members so they can get meals. And he was working for not only a meal for himself, but whatever extra money he'd give to his family. And then he grew up to be a teen and finally came to America because one of his sisters got married and became a citizen and called them over, and he got his father to come over. And then he worked, you know, so hard, always working 3 jobs, trying to provide for his family. And, you know, my mom, her whole life was taking care of her mom ever since she was 13, and she never could work because of taking care of us kids and, you know, providing like as a housewife and cleaning and cooking and raising us. Thank God, because I'm glad that I had her with us. And you know, they have accumulated credit card debts so they could provide, and they're just making it every week still. And, you know, now I'm in the same situation, and I just want to break the cycle so bad. That's all I want, is just to finally make it. And I thought, you know, going to college, I was the first one in my family to go to college, and I was so proud and happy. And I thought, this is the way I can make it. This is the way I can, you know, be successful, and I can make money, and I can do what my grandfather wanted to do, is to come here to have a better life. And yes, we have a better life than it would have been in Italy, but it's just hard because, you know, it could be better, seeing how much other people have had, you know, around me. And I just hope that I can be there one day. That's my goal. And that's all I'm working for. That's what's keeping me going, is knowing that I have the possibility of going somewhere and making it, and I have the possibility to break the cycle and be the change that can happen in this family and maybe in this world, who knows? Like, I hope that I can change someone's life. And I think that I have already, just from other people saying that I've made a difference through Twitch and content creation on other platforms. And I hope this podcast will help somebody out there if it hasn't already. Like, and I hope it serves as inspiration to others from healing or through my faith or whatever journey that may be. But I hope that I can use this as like a time capsule too, and just look back at it and be like, wow, this is what I was going through in 2026 or whatever it is. And here I am, like, I didn't have to worry because God's got this and he's been providing for me this whole time. And that's what I hope this will be for me. Anyways, enough about that. We're getting through it each and every day, and I'm gonna try to stay positive through it. Like, my grandmother was literally always smiling, always laughing, always happy, and I always hoped I could be like that, and I hope that I can smile through pain like she has. And I've tried hard to do it, and it was really unsuccessful. I really didn't know how she did it. But probably through peace of God and Holy Spirit and having faith. And now she's just rejoicing in heaven with all her loved ones and having the best time in a new body and 100%. And I feel good knowing that. But I definitely want to make a difference in my life and others. And I know that if I can make enough to quit both my jobs, I don't want to just help myself, and I want to help my family. But not just that. If I can just if I get poured out on with blessings of financial greatness, I can do more for others. Like, I've seen so many people do it, so it's like, why not me? Like, I used to think like, I could never do that. Like, I would never be good enough. And then I started turning in like my what ifs of bad things into what ifs of good things. Like, what if it all works out? What if you do become rich? What if you can make this world a better place? What if you can pay off all your debts and your parents' debts and, you know, be able to travel the world and do great things for others and spread positivity and joy and God's word and help out charities that I want to help out, that I've been trying to donate to with whatever I have. I just want to be able to do more, like, for everybody, not just myself. And I think this I believe this career path is the one for me because God keeps leading me this way. And I know that it's just a matter of time. I just have to wait on it. I just have to, the only problem I have now is my jobs I prayed so desperately for and I begged God for. I can't stand it, and I'm so mentally drained and physically drained, and I need it to be done before March, because I'm taking a vacation in March that's very much needed, and I need the vacation to happen and me to be able to have my bills provided for. And I don't want to just quit my jobs and that's it, with no job to come back to after a vacation, since it took me 9 months to get 2 jobs and I have no unemployment to fall back on. But right now, I'm just letting every day play out because I want to do what's in God's will, not what's in my will. And I'm just so many times have ignored him and his guidance, even though I was praying for it and I thought I was doing what I need to do. So right now, I think I just need to be still and just wait. And I think, and I hope that before March, everything will be falling into place. But yeah, I want to show you guys some stuff that I wanted to show you guys, I think, in September, and I don't think I did. But I got these little cute magnets in the the San Gennaro's feast that I went to on Canal Street. And my sister was like super excited because she saw this TikTok of these big buckets of magnets that are handmade, I think with resin. And growing up, my Uncle Tony, which RIP, my Uncle Tony, he was a great guy and is my grandpa's brother who died. He's also close with us, and I got to see him most Sundays. He did hotbox, maybe too much. He hotboxed his house with cigarettes, unfortunately. Maybe one of the contributors to my asthma, along with my dad. But yeah, that was really hard to breathe at his house. But we would go there. It was so funny. He was so into soccer, and since I was a kid, I'd sit at the end of the table in like a little tiny stool that's like where you put your feet on, so I could have my head short enough to not be in the TV to see his Naples soccer team play, which I don't blame him. Seeing Maradona play live was phenomenal. Anyways, my grandma loved them too, and everybody loves soccer, and my head was always in the way. But anyways, growing up, him and my grandmother had all these magnets on their fridge of like food, just like realistic looking food. And you know, when he died, his wife was super bitter. She also died, but definitely years apart. She was super bitter and threw out all of his stuff and gave away a lot of stuff or put in a garage sale. And we asked if we could go through some stuff that she was giving away. And you guessed it, she said no and just threw it all out because she said, I'd rather throw out all his stuff than to have his family have it. That's a whole other story, you know, but whatever. Anyways, my sister was excited because it just reminded her of her childhood, and I was too. So we went through all these big bins for a long time because there's so many different things, and they all look different because they're handmade. So I'll show you number one. Shrimp. Gotta have the shrimp. That's me. That's who I am. And guess what? Shrimp fried rice. Yeah. It's, I think, real rice and resin. And a little shrimp on top. Okay. Moving forward. Cutting board with veggies on it. Because I love to cook. That is my passion. Looks like there's a loaf of bread on it too. I love bread, so. I got these bananas because they were like the most realistic looking thing that was there. And I also grew banana trees at my parents' house in Florida during the pandemic. So shout out to the banana tree. I got this strawberry. Doesn't look too realistic, but I thought it was cute. If my camera will focus on it, it has all the little seeds. And oh, look at my finger. You see that black mark? I slammed my finger in the door the other day. That was rough, but it's fine. I love strawberries. Strawberries are one of my favorite berries. So are blueberries. I love all berries though. Okay, hummingbirds, because I love hummingbirds. They're so beautiful. I was gonna get a hummingbird tattoo on my rib cage, but every time someone draws a concept design, it looks like a slug with just wings on it. So I'm like, I don't want a hummingbird tattoo, but I thought they're so pretty because they're so tiny and fast. They're kind of like fairies. And they have beautiful feathers that are like kind of iridescent, like purple and green. And they're so fast, and like they drink like honey, like, or like honeysuckle, or like, what is it called? Nectar so quickly. And I don't know, they're just like a phenomenon and in my head, and like so rare to see and get next to. And when I was in Ecuador, they were everywhere, and every morning you'd see them just flying around, and I was like, wow, I love. And they had statues of hummingbirds, and I was like, oh, I want a tattoo. It's fine though, unnecessary. This, dolphins, because you guessed it, my favorite mammal. My favorite sea creature. I love dolphins. Reminds me to my childhood. I got this ice cream because it just kind of looks like a pretty cool ice cream cone. It looks a little cartoonish. I like that. This is what I always expected an ice cream to look at. 3 scoops the long ways. Like, every time you get an ice cream, it's always vertical. What's up with that? I know they'll fall off the cone, but I would like to have a horizontal ice cream. And I liked how texturally, like, the sprinkles, like, you could feel it. And it's just like, someone put some work behind this, you know? I like that. All of it, not just the ice cream. Like, it's like they really took their time to think. Use a brain. And then I got this mushroom because I think these mushrooms look so cool. And I tried to make some with pottery, but it didn't really look that good. But I like the way they did it, and I like that they added the grass and a little flower. It sets a nice little scene because it's like, scale wise, this could be like a giant mushroom, and I think of like, this is like a house. Like, this is just like a little house, and a little mouse lives inside. And it has a whole family, just like the lady who lived in a shoe, like that type of story, but in this giant mushroom. And then I have to give one to Adam. When I see him, I got a freaking cow. But I got 2 cows. He doesn't know I got this, I don't think. I told him. Well, the cows. Oh, one ear is missing. I didn't know there was an ear missing. No. Okay. Womp womp. A cow with 1 ear. Disabled queen. We love you. I'll keep her. Yeah, that's all. Those are my magnets from San Gennaro's Feast. And then I'll show you the painting I got, which I don't think I showed you guys. I showed my stream. I have to put these up on my magnet board. I have a magnet board right next to Eren Yeager, like right across on the other wall. And it's all the magnets, like, of places I've been, plus like some anime stuff and museums. Like, I have Frida Kahlo. She's my #1 inspiration. She, like, especially because of having the back issue. Like she's an amazing artist, but also as a woman, like, she's also an amazing activist. But on top of that, her back issue, like, being able to have a crazy car accident. I think she was in a bus and got crushed or something, and her whole spine was messed up, and then she was painting and was just an amazing artist. She deserves more recognition than she got, and her husband stole that from her. And then all the magnets from the places I've been, and I got some Hunter x Hunter, and oh, I went to what's that museum called? Meow Wolf Museum. I think I showed you guys on stream before. I got this cool bucket hat, and I got a magnet of the sloth. It looks pretty sick. Anybody who can go to Meow Wolf, I would recommend going. But I'll grab the painting. I want to decorate my walls more. I struggle sometimes with, like, I've always had OCD, but I struggle with how things look, and I know a lot of things are crooked back there, but not that type of OCD. It's like change OCD. Like, I want to put things there, and then I'm like, oh, but it's gonna look different, and what if I don't like it, and then I don't do it, and then I'm kind of paralyzed because I'm like, I want to do this, but I don't do it. But yeah, I want to put a bunch of Polaroids in this back here, and I haven't had the time or, I guess, the mental capacity to do it. And I wanted to have, like, those magnets of the places I've been back there too, but the issue is Pumpkin always tries to knock everything down. So, like, I used to have like, when I would get a sub on Twitch, I put the sub name, or if you gifted subs, I would multiply your name, and I'd have, like, all these hearts on my wall, and I love doing that. But the thing is Pumpkin would eat it. She would literally tear it off the walls, and then I started duct taping it down, And then in the middle of the night, she was crunching on it. I heard all this crinkling noise, and I'd be like, what the fuck? And I'd feel her sitting on my head, and I'd be like, what are you doing? And then one day she just tore one off like the wall with her teeth. And I'm just like, all right, I can't do this anymore because she loves plastic. She likes chewing on plastic, and I don't want her to get sick. So, to all my subscribers, I'm always like, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Shout out. Like, I have one person, she's been subbed to me for a whole year. Like, shout out to you, girl. Genesis Divine. Go follow her. She has like peaceful streams and a good vibe. And she like subscribed to me for a whole year, and I haven't reciprocated. I subbed to her, I think, for 1 month, maybe 2 max, like when she became affiliate. And I feel so bad that I can't reciprocate. Like, I can't financially afford like $6.99 a month. But that's why I'm so appreciative when someone subs to me, because it's like, that's a lot of money, like, believe it or not. And I wish I could reciprocate to, you know, more of my homies. But hopefully one day I can. But just know, anybody who subs, like, I appreciate you, and all your money that you guys give to me, I'm giving back to you guys with other stuff for my stream. Right now, like, the past few months, I've been like getting into Beyblades as part of my healing journey from my middle school self. And I've bought a lot of Beyblades. I got the arena, and I made my own Let It Rip stick. And I have been, you know, investing whatever I've made on Twitch on there. So I haven't seen any like money from Twitch, like in my pockets type thing, because I just want to keep always giving back to the stream, at least for right now, with whatever little I get. I got coloring books and paint and pens and markers and crayons and all these things that I'm like, yes, let's do this activity on stream, like Legos and cool fun things. So I'll show you guys a painting. Sorry, I got a little off track. So originally I wanted to buy a ripstick for, I'll show you guys that too. I don't think you should. So they 3D print them, and some sellers have it on Etsy. And I bought one, and it took months to get. I didn't know it was coming from China. Like, I just was like, damn, they really just don't produce these often. But there was a lot of people who bought it, so I was like, all right, they're reputable. So I was like, yeah, let me buy it. Took forever. Then it finally said it was shipped. And then it was taking so long. And then I was like, hey, like, what's going on? Like, and they're like, oh, because it stayed at one place for a really long time, like over a week. And I was like, yeah, like, I don't know what's going on. And he's like, oh my God, I thought I got to you. Like, I didn't realize. And then he's like, let me figure it out. And I was like, oh, I hope I didn't just get scammed, because it was like $35 or something. And I was like, all right, it's fine, don't worry about it. Well, just let me know. And then he gave me my money back, because he's like, yeah, like, it's hard to ship internationally. It just didn't go through. So I was like, all right. And then I got a store credit on Etsy. So I was like, bet. What can I buy on Etsy? Because I don't really buy anything. Like, I bought a couple of emotes on there before. And I like the art. Like, I bought these really cool rocks on there that are what's it called? They're not emeralds. Opals. Fire opals, which I would love to like do something with one day. Anyways, so I bought this. I found this artist through, I think, TikTok or Instagram. And oh wait, I think I showed you guys this. I was reading you guys my storybook. Unless I read it on Twitch. I don't know. So much is happening all at the same time. I'm sorry if I showed you guys this already. But it just makes me happy. And it's just kind of like imagination plus kind of realism but it's just like a little bit of fantasy. It's just nice. It makes me happy. So I got that. And the Let It Rip stick, I made my own out of wood. I snapped a piece of like a yardstick in half, which here you can proof. There you go. You see the yardstick. Snapped it in half, and then it made like this shape. And I was like, oh my god, it looks like a shrimp. And I started filing it to make it smooth. Hand painted, and then I made the shrimp with the fried eyes. And I twisted this different. I need to get a stronger method to pull, so I can have a stronger pull. I like used magnets, hot glue, and this like it's called like alien tape underneath to like glue it so it doesn't move when I pull. But these sticks, I wanted something firm, not the strings, because I feel like I can't give it so much motion, unfortunately. So, and also my shrimp looks like this because what had happened was it looked great, and I did it with Sharpie and the other parts are painted, and I was like, oh, I have glow-in-the-dark paint. It would be sick if I could make this glow-in-the-dark. But the glow-in-the-dark paint doesn't glow that well, and I used it as kind of like a gloss coat. And I guess when I painted it over with the marker just bled. So I never went back in to repaint it. I figured it looks like he's getting blasted, like anyways, like the wind's just taking him. Like, so I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. It's serving its purpose right now. I was thinking of modifying it with like another, like a popsicle stick across and like gluing it just so I have some more pull. But the thing is because I've done a tournament like 2 times already on Twitch with my Beyblades with a third Beyblade. I've been holding on to it in the middle, which has been hard. I was thinking about putting a third one there. And if I permanently put something there, I can't, like, I wouldn't want the Ripper there all the time. Pulling 3 of them if I'm always pulling 2. So then I was like, should I make a second Let It Rip stick and put 3 across? I don't know. I'm trying to think of a permanent solution for this though, because like this is just not getting enough traction, and I want my Beyblades to do more flips. So I was thinking a rope, but it might hurt my hand. Then I was thinking I could cut one of these because I have extra rippers and just pull it across and glue it. And then that would work out well. But then I don't have an extra ripper if I need one. So right now I'm still in the thinking. I created this contraption all myself, and I think like, okay, I'll figure it out myself. Yeah, so that's where I'm at with this. I also have been painting my bathroom like neon pink because, you know, why does everything have to be white? Like, I don't know why, like everybody's like made bathrooms and homes so millennial gray. Like, I remember growing up, we had so much color. Like, we had our famous like 90s like bathroom of the Sea Life theme. So my mom had these cool like green marble looking countertops in one bathroom, and where the sink was, and then white cabinets and regular tile, but then the shower curtain was like Sea Life, which I was always embarrassed about for some reason. I was like, ugh, like other people's houses don't have this, but it was fun. It was actually fun. And then also I think on the bottom and the top of the trim of the bathroom, we had not wallpaper, but like just like that much. I don't know if it's considered wallpaper, but it was around the trim, and that was big in the 90s and 2000s, that you would have just like one strip of top of decoration and you can pre-buy it and it just sticks on the wall. Then people stop doing it because it's hard to pull off and fix it for value and all that. But like, I really like that theme. And then the bathroom that we had, the second bathroom was like beach themed, not like ocean themed. Like that was under the sea. And then the other one was like we had shells in a basket. That also seems like an infamous 90s 2000 thing. Like all the shells that we've gotten from beaches throughout the years. Like we'd just pick up a shell, you know, sometimes write on it when it was, or stuff like that, like pictures of the beach and stuff, which is nice. And now she started decorating her bathroom now that she moved here. And she's like, I need to put some stuff on the wall. And she's like putting like all these different pictures of Italy in it. So now we got an Italian bathroom. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Like I should just like, you know, put some spice in my life, put some more decorations on the wall, and it doesn't have to all look perfect. Like I don't care that it's different things, like different themes. Shouldn't matter. To just put some spice in your life. And like someone like today, like at the doctor's appointment, she's like, oh my gosh, you have blue in your hair now. That's nice. You have a pop of color. And I'm like, yeah, I need something in my life that's fun. Like what happened to like fun? I don't know. I feel like just having that growing up in the early 2000s to like now and seeing how plain everything is. And I know there's so much going on in the world, like, but like just seeing how like fashion and house design and everything has changed besides just millennialism, like it just like seems like we need to get back to our fun and originality. Speaking of which, if y'all saw the Bad Bunny concert last night, it was in between some sort of like funny game that where they throw balls around or something. Man, like the Super Bowl, I don't watch football. I barely care about the commercials since they did that AI. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. They did some creepy ass AI commercials. I was like, yeah, I don't fucks with that. Like you spent millions of dollars. You're telling me you spent millions of dollars on a commercial to air on TV and you made an AI commercial. Like not even real. You could have paid an artist or done CGI or Blender or something to do something, special effects, or the old-fashioned way, just do the effects yourself. But no, you did an AI ad that looks creepy and scary, and you spent all that money, and that could have just like saved somebody's life. Someone that's, you know, in a hospital needing medical treatment, or ending hunger in a small town or a state, or paying off debts in a school system for kids who can't eat lunch because parents can't afford it, or you know, all these things. Like that's what makes me sick. Like greed sickens me. Like these big corporations, like I don't know how they get away with it all the time. I feel like there should be a law that says like if you're making this much money, you by law have to donate this much money, because like there should be no reason that we have billionaires in this world getting all that money. Like, and it's like, yes, they can do whatever they want. It's their money. But just like they're being taxed, not enough, but just like they're being taxed, I think there should also be like, yeah, this is what happens when you're a millionaire. Like you need to actually every year, % of the wages, not including taxes, go to charity, because it's just not right. And I know you're working hard for your money. You can do whatever you want with it. But I just think that there's no reason to have that much greed. Like when there's people like around the world suffering. But yeah, the Bad Bunny concert was amazing. I love him so much. Longtime fan. Got to go to a couple of his concerts in the past. Was devastated I did not go to his last one at his residency in Puerto Rico because I knew it was going to be a banger, but I just couldn't afford it being unemployed and using, you know, the save money I did. Like I went to Amsterdam for TwitchCon that was already prepaid, and, you know, I had to buy food and stuff while I was there and travel. But yeah, I had no money. And it's nice that he kind of did, you know, that sort of rendition of a concert, as well as so much more. Like someone actually got married. I was like, that looks like pretty real. And then I found out today, like they actually got married, and I was like, dang, that's amazing. Like he broke world records for like the most views. just spreading love and peace. And it breaks my heart that there was so much hate against him for no reason. Like, why are you mad? Are it's because you're racist, or are you homophobic because he's like done some things that, you know, he doesn't need to explain, but like very public, and or worn a dress. Like, I've heard people had so many complaints online for like so many different things like about him, and I've never seen him in a negative way. And maybe I'm blinded by all of this good that he usually spreads, but he's always been an activist, especially for where he comes from. And that's important. You need to be like representing your culture, and a lot of people don't. And he's out here since day one, always representing his culture, always trying to help out with activism, trying to get involved in his community and giving back to it. And doing that residency helped Puerto Rico a lot, because the tourism is good there, but it doesn't always make that much money. Like, he broke records doing that too. And right now, in such a pivotal moment in time in America, where children are being killed and families are being kidnapped and imprisoned wrongly and scared for their lives, and not being able to go to work or school or anything outside their home, even inside their home, with fear, and knowing how people are treating people differently just because of what they look like. It's unbelievable and scary. And, you know, he's been very public with how he feels about that. I have too. And I'm glad that he was able to do the Super Bowl and show people, like, you know, love can win over hate. And I know he had that little message in the background, which was nice. And I hope that seeing him in that light maybe open some people's eyes. I don't know. Or, you know, I hope that more people will stand for change and protest and be more into activism of what's right and wrong, because people that are doing wrong need to be stopped. Doesn't matter what power you hold in the sense of who you are as a person or how much money you have, you should not get away with the things that you're doing. And there is punishment for that, whether it's in this life or the next. God sees all. So, but with that being said, I should hope there would be some justice in this life too for people that are doing this. And Lord, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I really don't see it any other way, because these people don't deserve this. And, you know, it's not the first time in America's history of the wrongs doings that people are doing for people who look other than white. And growing up in Florida with a bunch of racists, it was hard for me, even as a white Italian. I had pretty tan skin because of my olive skin being in the sun. I got dark pretty fast, and a lot of redneck hillbillies would be racist to me for being Hispanic when I'm not. And I would defend it and be like, so what? Like, what's your fucking problem? You want to fight? All right, let's fucking fight. Or I would go back at them. And yeah, I maybe shouldn't have said the things that I said to them. But being racist just because of somebody looks like, and like so many times it's happened to me, and I've stuck up for my friends. Like, I would get bullied for having Hispanic friends or having black friends. Like, just because I'm friends with somebody that's a different race than white, I just didn't understand the concept. Like, I've grown up in the South, and we have one of the schools that was like the last school to desegregate. So that just shows you like why like people, well, not why, but like how it's possible that people are still racist. And in my school, there was only 2 black teachers in high school, and there was a third one that was newly hired, and he became the new baseball coach, and then people were threatening to lynch him for just being the baseball coach, and were being super racist to him. And it was fights every day at school. like a huge divide in school, like literally, like, and it was insane. And then I remember right after that, we had a coach who was an ex NFL player come in to start teach, and people were giving him shit about being the coach, because I don't think he was the first black football coach, or maybe he was, but it was a big deal. And then people were getting mad because he was recruiting kids from other schools, because our football team was all right, but he's like, I know there's kids in other schools that could do better and they could use the opportunity, and y'all being racist towards me and not wanting to play on the field, that's fine, I'll just kick you off the team. And then the parents would be like, you can't do that, like what the hell? And then he's like, yes I can, because you guys need a new coach and you guys need better players. If your kids don't want to play because they want to be racist, like that's fine, they don't need to play. And then it was good, you know, like it was the change that needed to be changed, you know, because it's fucking crazy to like even think that's a possibility of things, but there's so many things that are possible that have happened. But he recruited a lot of kids that were black and Hispanic from other schools, and they made the team great. We were winning again for like undefeated, and then like actually instilled values, because he had great values and he was a great person of faith, and helped the community by giving back money and time to everybody, and helping kids get off the streets, to stop being in gang activity, because there's a lot of gang activity where I'm from, and doing drugs and just bad shit. And he did so much good for the community. Now I see on my TikTok For You page that my hometown in Florida is protesting ICE, and it gave me the chills. And I was like, oh my God, like I can't believe where I'm from, my high school is protesting ICE right now and actually sticking up for themselves. And it just, you know, made me feel so good, because I've hated my hometown. I've hated where I'm from for so much of my life, literally up until today. I've always been so shameful or ashamed of where I'm from, because of how people act towards others. And I never wanted to be associated with that, because that's not who I am. And I purposely didn't have friends with a lot of people because of it. And I was like, I can't associate myself with these people. It's just not okay. And I saw that and I was like, I can't believe like this is happening, and they're trying to reprimand the kids. And it wasn't just one kid or 10, it was like at least 100. And it wasn't just my school, it was 2 other high schools that are in my town. And it just gave me the chills. Like, I was like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, change is possible. And to know that maybe these kids are, you know, I don't know, it's been 10 years, so maybe like a couple generations since I got out of high school. It's been 10 years. So if those kids had kids even in high school, some of them did. They're not in high school yet, but maybe they're gonna be soon. So maybe their older siblings like started having kids and they had change. Like, you know, it just like, it's crazy like to grow up in one place knowing it was that way. And I know it still is. Don't get me wrong. Not all of it's changed, because there's people like there was fights every day at school. And like when those kids came from the other schools because they transferred, they were literally just fighting them and bullying them for being black and Hispanic. And then we had rednecks who had Confederate flags on their trucks and t-shirts, because that's their culture and they could do what they want. And it was not okay. And I don't know why the school allowed it, other than the fact that I think they were also low-key racist, because why would you allow that happening? You know? So I know that there is a divide still, but the fact is there is a group of kids protesting, and I hope that they're protected because of it. Protesting ICE and what's going on in this country. And I know very well that I would have done that back then, for sure, if it was now, you know, if I was in high school now, I would 100% be a part of that. I wish I could protest now with what's going on, like in person, but I can't afford to take time off work, and my days off work are physical therapy. And I can't do that, but I could do whatever I can from home and post about it online if I can. I try to make my social media and my podcast as well, maybe not the podcast, but the streams more positive, because I want to have good times and not think about what's going on in the world. I want it to be a little bit of an escape. But sometimes, some days it's harder than others because of what's going on. Like, how can you escape it? Sometimes some things need to be talked about so people know it's not okay what's going on. I'm really trying hard to be on the border of both things for content creation, because I think, change needs to happen, and it only happens if it's spoke about. But I also do want to have a space where I feel like everything's okay, at least for a few hours, and have peace and just have fun, because there's so much of my life I've had taken away from me from so many other circumstances, and I don't want to be insensitive about what's going on for other people. It's just, I've had a really hard life, and I didn't get to have a childhood, not much anyways, and I was poor, and I still am, and I didn't get to enjoy a lot of things, and I never got to enjoy having good friends. Like, all my friends were shitty people mostly, and now that I finally found a safe space, and I've went through years of therapy, and I kind of have a little bit of financial stability, from Twitch, because I can buy stuff to help me heal my inner child and do things with you guys to have fun. It's I do want to have those moments of peace that I've never gotten to enjoy. And I don't enjoy outside of Twitch, genuinely, because when I'm not streaming, I'm working or doing stuff like my home life, So yeah, I feel very torn apart about it, I never want to make it seem like that stuff is okay, what's going on in the world, and it needs to be spoken about, because even though it's not personally affecting me, it's affecting me mentally, and for my friends and my family, and it scares me too, because I grew up, like I said, in a racist town, that I look different than all the white people. And I know I'm white, but it's not that kind of white. And I just always looked Hispanic, and I still get it to this day, and I'm fine with it. And I don't have a problem with it. It's just, the problem is people treating people differently for how they look. And growing up, being able to visit New York sometimes for vacations, and moving here, you see a melting pot of diversity. I've never grown up with any Middle Eastern people, so I think it's cool to learn about different cultures and try new foods. Sorry, my cough is bothering me. And I've always been a person that would try to respect others and their cultures and try their foods, and I want to explore the world and try new things. So it's I don't understand how people could be so evil and ignorant, Sometimes it's really, I don't get it, but I do believe people can change. And I think change is coming, I think this is really coming to a breaking point of hopefully not a revolution, but maybe a new president, I hope. And the change will flip back from, I hope we have a president, the next president will be an Obama era type of peace, because we had such a peace feeling when Obama was president. When Obama was president, you could go outside and just feel good, everything was good, Anyways, I'm getting off the pod now. Thanks for listening to me. I know these topics have been crazy. It's a lot for me right now with what's going on in the world and in my life. And like I just said, I'm trying to find a balance within it all. And I want to do my best to have a safe space and have fun and do that on Twitch. And this podcast, I'm trying to balance on what I should talk about, but I think I should just keep talking about what I'm going through whenever it happens or what happened in the past, because I don't get the opportunity to speak about it on Twitch as much. Like, I do have a just chatting section sometimes, but I don't get to uninterruptedly speak my mind. And it's good that I have the podcasts where I can do that. I know you guys are going to comment afterwards, but at least I have like the ADHD train of thought, not distracted other than my brother playing video games and Pumpkin jumping in, and the occasional phone call. But I appreciate you guys watching and letting me explore this chapter in my life, and I hope to see you guys on my other platforms. My link trees in my bio, as well as down here for more of my socials. I'm more active on TikTok than any other platform, it seems, but I'm trying my best to get on all my other platforms. I just made a Facebook. I want to gag saying that, but I heard that you can make like 5K, so I'm trying to get that money. I need to make money. I gotta quit my jobs, guys, and then I can make more content. So follow me on my socials. I mean, even if you don't like my videos, a follow helps. My new goal on Twitch is 1K. 1K followers, please. I'm 100 and something followers off, so we close. And I'll do a cosplay stream for my 1K. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great night. Good night. God bless. Appreciate you all so much. See you guys again soon. Bye.